This week we're going to highlight the latest USDA monthly supply demand estimates. We're also going to talk about U.S. soybean export sales, and then we're going to zero in and focus on those weather conditions for those soybeans in Argentina. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. Let's get right to it and highlight the results of this month's USDA supply demand report. There's a lot of numbers here. Let's highlight soybeans. At 120 million bushels, the carryout was just right in line with where it was last month. However, the trade was looking for a slight decrease, but not enough to really make any change in the market. Where we did see some changes were in South America. Notice that Brazil crop was increased 1 million tons to a record 134 million tons, above the average trade estimate of 133.2, while Argentina was decreased by 500,000 tons to 47.5. That was right in line with the average trade estimate. Wrapping up here, the import estimate for China was unchanged at a record 100 million tons. Let's move on now and focus on the U.S. soybean export sales pace. Now we continue to highlight this, but it's so critically important to recognize we've only just started the second half of the crop year for soybeans. That runs from March through August. So we're looking at 2.210 billion bushels of beans have already been sold on the books. And that's 98.2% of the USDA's forecast for the entire year at 2.250 billion bushels. No change in that number in this month's supply demand report. To us, that means one of several things could occur. We could see some more additional imports. However, we could see some cancellations of these sales, or some of these sales may be rolled over into the 2021-2022 crop year. Combination of things. One yellow flag to keep in mind, however, we highlighted this last week, we're looking at China here having a resurgence of ASF. Now, I don't want to give the impression it's anywhere near as serious as what it was 3 years ago when we saw mass liquidation. However, it is a wild card to keep in mind because China is such a key factor in the soybean market. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Let's move on now and focus on what's going on in Argentina. Let's take a look where those soybeans are grown in Argentina. Now again, these are the primary soybean producing provinces in Argentina, looking at Buenos Aires, Cordoba, and Santa Fe. Let's highlight the weather situation now for those key areas. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're going to start out here looking at the next 5 to 7 days. A lot of dryness here through the weekend across those key areas. So these beans, it's approximately mid-August for most of those provinces down there. So we're looking at critical pod set and pod fill stage. Let's move on now and focus on the soil moisture situation for Argentina. Now once again, these slides are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. Focus on soybeans at the bottom of this chart here. And we're going to highlight that the soybean subsoil moisture was 92% dry now for the last 30 days. Notice last week it was only 65%. So we've got a serious dryness condition surfacing. Let's take a look at the short-term weather forecast for next week. Now this is a true weather market here in the middle of March, similar to what we might see in the U.S. in the middle of August. This is March 14th through the 17th. This is what the market's looking at. Dry through Sunday, Monday, but some more rainfall moving into those key areas next week. If those rainfall amounts exceed expectations, that would be solidifying those crop estimates. If those rainfall amounts fall short of those expectations, that could trim that crop size even further. So we'll keep a close eye on this for you. Let's wrap things up now, looking at the final 14 days. We're looking at over that area, mainly a little bit dry. Slightly dry is what the forecast is. Not an intensely dry situation because of that forecasted rain next week, but also not an intensely wet situation. Let's wrap things up looking at November soybean futures. Now we'll continue to highlight this with November soybean futures this week reaching new contract highs. What's interesting to note, it's not shown in this chart, November of 2021 is now within a stone's throw, within 15-20 cents of where the market reached in 2012. So again, we'll highlight that as we move forward, but right now it's the highest level in 8 years. We strongly encourage you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement, not only for old crop production, but also for your projected 2021 crop. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321 We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants. We'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.